What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to scrape LinkedIn posts automatically by creating a simple workflow in N8N. Let's get started. In N8N, I've created a workflow that I've renamed to LinkedIn Post Scraper. Here, we're going to start by adding a trigger. I'm going to choose a manual trigger here. Now, to scrape LinkedIn posts, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify is an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate projects. To get 30% off your first subscription to this tool, just use the link in the description to sign up and create your account. After creating your account, head over to Apify store here. And here, we're going to search for the website that we'd like to scrape. So we're going to search for LinkedIn Post Scraper. Click on search. You can see we have over 700 tools that we can use to scrape posts from LinkedIn. Yeah, I'll choose this tool right here that doesn't require any cookies. So I'll open this tool on the top. This is the tool that we're going to use to scrape posts from LinkedIn. So all we have to do here is add the source URL over here or the page that would like to scrape their post. Then here we're going to add the number of posts that we would like to scrape. You can also add the dates. Then here you choose to scrape additional information and get the raw data over here. Here we're going to add a URL of a company from LinkedIn. So I'm going to choose N8N as our company. Then I'll copy the URL of this company page and paste the URL over here. Then here we'd like to scrape 10 of their posts. And to do that, I'll click on save and start right here to scrape the post. You can see that the actor is running and getting our data. Let's give it a second for it to complete scraping our data. So here you can see it successfully scraped 10 posts that N8N company's page posted right here. And we are getting all this data over here, including the text of the post, type, where are the posts, timestamp, reactions, and their data right here. So now, instead of having to manually scrape the posts right here in Apify, we can create a workflow in N8N that scrapes the post for us, then adds the post to a spreadsheet. To set up our workflow, here, we're going to start by searching for Apify right here, and click on Apify. Then here you need to install it first if you haven't installed it yet. Then after installing it, click on the Run and Actor node right here. Here, you need to create your credential to connect your account to N8N by clicking on Connect My Account right here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N, and your connection will be created. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close this right here. And here we'd like to run an actor. I'm going to choose a recently used actor. And here we're going to find our actor right here, which is this actor over here. And here we're going to add our JSON. To get our JSON in our tool over here, we say the manual in JSON, click on JSON. And here we're going to copy this JSON. And then here, click on expression, expand it right here to add our JSON right here. So here you can see we are manually adding our URL over here. So now to scrape the post from N8N's page, company page, I'll click on execute step right here. Our node was executed successfully. You can see the status was a success. And we got our default dataset ID right here. So now to get our post, here, I'll search for Apify again and click on Apify. And here I'll click on get dataset items node right here. And here we're going to map our dataset ID, which is this ID right here. And then I'll click on execute step to get our post. You can see we got our 10 posts they posted in that page right here. This is awesome. So now when I open this node right here, you can see we are manually adding the source URL over here. So we can automate this part where we are adding the source URL to a spreadsheet, sort of manually coming and opening this node and adding the URL over here. So now to do that, in Google Sheets, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to LinkedIn Post Scraper. In this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to source URLs, and here's where we're going to add our source URLs. So now to get this sheet in our workflow, I'll unlink this, and here I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets right here. Then here I'm going to click on Get Rows in Sheet Node. Here we need to also create a credential to delete the Apify. And to do that, just click on Sign in to Google right here, and then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to N8N, and your connection will be created. Here I'm going to close this window. Then I'll find our document right here, which is this document. Our sheet is going to be the source URLs sheet. Then I'll click on execute step right here to get our URL. You can see we got our source URL over here. I'll connect this to this node, then auto align it right here. Here we can rename this node to get source URL. And then here I'll click on rename. Then I'll open this node over here, then expand it over here. Instead of having to manually add our URL over here, we can now map the URL over here. And then now I rename this node to LinkedIn post scraper. And here I rename this to get LinkedIn posts. And then here I click on rename. So now to scrape our post using this URL and get the post right here, I'll click on execute workflow again. Here you can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So we use the source URL to scrape LinkedIn posts using this tool in Apify. Then we got our LinkedIn post right here, and we got a total of 10 posts. So now we can proceed and add the post to our spreadsheet. So now to add our LinkedIn post to our spreadsheet in Google Sheets, in our spreadsheet, also created another sheet that I've renamed to LinkedIn post. Here's where we're going to add our post. So here we're going to add the author name, profile ID, followers count, the actual post that we just scraped, post likes, shares, comments, type, time since posted, and the post URL over here. So to add our post to this spreadsheet, in our workflow here, I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets, and here I'll click on append row in sheet node. I'm going to find our document, which is this document right here, and our sheet, which is the LinkedIn post sheet. Now here, we're going to map values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data that we scraped using Apify. So for the author name, here, I'll search for author. And here, we're going to map the name of the author right here, including the profile ID right here. You can also add the followers count. And then here, you can map the post. We're going to search for the likes. And here we're going to map the number of likes. Same as shares, I'll search for shares. Here you can map the number of shares. For the comments, here we're going to map the number of comments right here. And for the type, we're going to map the type right here. And then for the time since posted, we're going to map it right here. And the post URL over here. Now here, I'll click on execute step to add our LinkedIn post to our spreadsheet. You can see our node was executed successfully. Then rename this node to LinkedIn post. And then here I'll click on rename. So now in our spreadsheet, here you can see we added our LinkedIn post that we scraped from this page right here. So we added the author name, the profile ID right here, followers count, post like, post shares, comments, the type, time since posted, and the post URL over here. So we scrape these posts from this page that we added this URL over here using this workflow that we created right here in Anygen. So here we're getting the source URL that I added over here. Then we're using the source URL to scrape the LinkedIn post of the page using this tool in Apify. Then we're getting the LinkedIn post, then adding the post to our spreadsheet over here. We're adding the author name, profile ID, followers count, the actual post, the likes of the post, the shares, the comments, type of the post, time since posted, and the post URL over here. Using this workflow that we created right here in Anygen. So we can try scraping posts of a different company. For example, you can try scraping posts from Amazon's page. Here, so I'll copy the URL of the page. And in our spreadsheet, in the source URL sheet, here, I'll delete this row. Then here we can paste the URL of Amazon's page. Now to scrape the post of this page in our workflow, I'll click on execute step right here. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. Here we got the source URL of Amazon. And then we use the URL to scrape posts from LinkedIn using this tool in Apify. Then we got the LinkedIn post, and then we added the post to our spreadsheet. So now when you open our spreadsheet, you can see we scraped 10 more posts right here from Amazon. So here we added the author name, the author profile ID, followers count, post that we scraped, the likes of the post, the shares, comments, the type of the post, time since posted, and the post URL over here. That's amazing. We can try scraping posts from my LinkedIn page and add the post right here to the spreadsheet. To do that, in our source URL, I'll add the URL to my page right here. Then in our workflow, I'll click on execute workflow right here to scrape post from my page. Add the post to our spreadsheet right here. You can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So here we got the URL of my page right here. Then here we scrape post from my page. Then we got the post, then added the post to our spreadsheet using this node right here. So now when you open our spreadsheet, here you can see we added 10 more posts that I scraped from my page right here. So we added the author right here, profile ID, the post that I posted on my page, likes, shares, comment count, type, time since posted, and the links to the post right here. Right here. Using this workflow that we created right here in Anychan. Now, if you'd like me to create this workflow for you or a workflow similar to this one, just click the first link in the description to schedule a call with me. On the call, we'll discuss into details the workflow that you'd like me to create for you, and then I'll proceed to create the workflow for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you have an AI agent or a workflow in mind that you'd like me to create using Anychan, just comment it down below in the comment section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch using Anychan. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.